I'm assuming you were working, so you didn't have broadcast always unmuted. But
No.
Loser picks if they want map and pick or server.
You said that like a code I had to decrypt. Can you say that again?
So the loser of the last map, NA's Finest, they get to choose whether they want to pick the server or pick the map and what draft they start on.
Wait. Oh, okay. I was like, what? That's pick the server. We got server advantage. We got server meta now.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. This is an NA team versus an EU team.
That's hey.
NA team versus
server meta go crazy. Server meta go crazy.
Listen, dude. Imagine if we had that during the PPC. When those teams went to freaking Australia in the middle of a high-res sponsored tournament
to play, yep, absolutely.
To play.
Man. Oh my gosh, man, I miss the days, the bygone days of the Paladins boomers. Eevee is banned. Who is that? That's Vatu. I couldn't tell based off of his key art first. Yeah, I couldn't tell based off of his key art for a second, but Eevee, Vatu, Ruckus, and Talus are all banned. It's pretty much the same. You're getting rid of some of the PC more reliable characters because console and they wouldn't have to aim over their heads or look up. Worst thing that they could ever do.
I'm going to assume that they have server because they first picked Bomb King. I'm going to take a wild guess and say I think they have server advantage. So they're going to go Bomb King, they're going to go Lex just to take it away from them, and now they don't have a lot of the picks they'd probably want, but only just been playing a lot of Caspian, who's been good, but it'll be Koga instead, mostly for you. They heard Fawn was casting, they said, we need to play 2016 characters.
Yeah, I guess so. They said, okay, we'll keep it, we'll make sure he knows exactly
what's happening. Keep it 100 for Fawn.
Right. Got to keep it a bug with me. So let's see. Bomb King, Lex, and Grover. Then you have Corvus, Fernando, Koga. Saw Koga the last time it is that we saw Jaguar Falls here, at least in the last set when we had seen Jag previously. Corvus is still a strong healer. It's actually been really
it's been great in this.
Corvus still seems good. Yes, I was about to say Corvus still seems good no matter what. His output has still been really strong.
Also, they're combining it with Koga.
Oh, true. Also that.
Spooky. Very spooky. Very especially if he runs that bonus healing that Bees was calling out earlier. Right. The bonus healing card, that'll do a lot for him. But tank lineup is fantastic for Only. I mean, Only she'll have an incredible draft. Like, look at that Jag draft. That's crazy.
That is. And they picked Tyra again. Yeah, it's just, hey, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Man, oh man. It is good to still see Tyra being a backline DPS that everyone's still afraid of, or feel comfortable in, I should say. Because she is still pretty great. Zen. Into them? That's interesting. So I guess Zen is sort of actually, what is he? Well, okay, so since Tyra was just picked, I'm assuming Zen is to try and counter out whatever it is that she might do, because if there's one thing that people know Zen for, it's his survivability. Maybe that's the point. Maybe that's what they want to do. Because I can't imagine he wins a fight against Koga.
It's like I can cleanse Mark with Billow once every 10 seconds.
Yeah, I guess. But it's like trying to just sort of like think what is like the point of it. Well, we'll just have to see it once we actually get into game. At least we'll have to see if the Zen is truly the absolute optimal pick here, or if Zen will fall to the wayside. It's been a while since I've seen Zen. I see the Koga. Where's the Torvald? Let's really go back in time. Where's the Torvald pocket?
I don't know how good Torvald is right now, but I feel like people were saying that Torvald is real bad. I think Torvald is real bad.
I'm gonna be honest. Me watching this tournament while I was working was absolutely insane, because I just assumed Torvald just didn't exist anymore.
Can we see the Koga build?
Assume they just removed. Oh yeah, that actually would be good if you could pull up the
Okay, we have it's regen, it's healing, ammo regen. Okay, so no bonus healing again. Bees just wrong. He's gonna say something about that later, but no one seems to be running that card right now, even with a Corvus pocket. But wrapping around on the back, look at this. There's no space on the map. They're not taking any. I mean, Koga's forced to disengage here, but he gets picked off. The entire team leaves to fight him.
Something about me seeing Koga dive in the back and Zen being like, don't worry, I'll stop him, and then billows away immediately because he got lowered to none of his health was really funny. But they just clean him up. My goodness, NA's Finest, trying to live up to their name at least. They pretty much clap him up and send him back to the spawn. 3 people remaining on the side, 3 people respawning, on the side of Only Chill. They have to make their way back in. It's Jag, so they might be able to make it, but this hold is pretty strong. They're doing a pretty good job of holding it.
You know, that was honestly for me, that was the I'm playing Corvus Koga round 1 when they don't have a lot of caught. I'm invincible! Like, that's what that was. That was him thinking he could get away with murder, but not even be able to get away with manslaughter at the lightest. No one able to touch here, actually knocked back. Great denial there, and they managed to get Tarek on the back side of it too. So NA's Finest really playing this excellently over there, stacking on point.
It's a server meta, honestly. Gotta shout outs to the great draft and great perspective of having the proper server meta. I mean, playing a home field advantage ain't nothing like it. Manages to at least dive into that line and see if they can force them out a little bit more. Only Chill are trying to hold by the stairs, but it's not going too well for them. Tor does have her ultimate. They are pretty weak. But Fernando isn't there to be able to provide that front line position for them. Wow, she is brazen. She was really, she didn't want to give up that angle no matter what the cost at her life, as it seems to be the case anyway. Both Cosmic and Nardco go down. Koga and Tyra done, as Fernando now has to back up. The cart is still pushing, still finding its way slowly but surely forward, as they're sitting on 4 ults on the side of NA Spiders and haven't felt the need to burn any because of how much they seem to be outpacing Only Chill.
Yeah, they are not worried about spending it yet, but they're going to have to soon as Corvus ult to slow things down, I think, and deny the space they want to take. Force them back. Now Narco wants to capitalize on that. Love watching the Koga. Pressure here. Ult is forced out. This could be huge. Azan just can't get out of it. That's a lot of damage.
And they actually pop the Immortal as well, just to make sure they keep everybody like powers there. Though Sati, she would have already been hit, but great King Bomb on the side. The Bomb King here, okay, yeah, that's fair. Just walks over and cleans it right up. Manages to grab the Grover, which is actually a huge pick for the time being. They'll be able to push up and at least get a little bit of a zone here. As it seems like the rest of them are trying to funnel. Some of them are trying to funnel back like the Azan, but others are trying to back up because they don't have enough of their team with them to try and see if they can retake this. Instead, Only Chill are just going to hold by the stairs, hold main, hold secret, see what they can do to keep them from coming back and make it as difficult for them as possible. Both Bomb King and Zen are both pushing on the same side, but now they realize that I think they've given up too much space. They're eating a lot of damage, and that shield is breaking slowly but surely. They are slowly giving up the space and affording NA's Finest to get back to the objective.
Yeah, they are making their way back now. They have some ults they could spend, but it's Zin and Grover, not the most impactful ultimates in the game, especially without Guillotine being equipped here. But Cosmic, for them, with Crossfire, the only ult that they have to hold. Looks like they want to break through, but they're not using the cooldowns early. No walls propped. Cody taking a ton of damage. This is the worst time to be low, plus the Entropic Rift, or Entropic Breach, excuse me, on it. Doing a lot of damage, and NA's Finest starting to open the door.
Yeah, they managed to at least get 2 kills. 3 seconds until Koga respawns before he can find his way out. They have the bluff to keep each other alive. Fernando tries to find his way back out, puts up the shield, but still gets killed thanks to Azan. Lex was low enough, but instead manages to come out on top. Thankfully, he makes it out and doesn't find any more damage for him, so he's not going to be killed here. There is a welcoming party in front of the cart for anyone that tries to contest. Koga is there. He pops the bombs, but doesn't find the damage. Instead, the immortality is there. What more will they be able to find? It fights back and forth, and the ults are being burned. Lex is still holding on to his, but he manages to kill Tarek. Him and Bomb King take care of him, but Droppy manages to get 2 instead. Bomb King double, and still Only Chill managed to clean up 1 remaining, and that's going to be the Lex. They take care of him and tie things up 1-1 on Jack Falls.
Corvus with the cleanup. People were telling me the Corvus damage got boosted, and I guess I can see it when you watch it from that perspective. So much damage for them here. NA's Finest, as this game goes on, I mean, look at that Wrecker online. 4 Wrecker 2s. That means Tarek and Dropey pretty unhappy. I no other way to put it. They're not going to be happy about this. And now Tyra, Nardco, or Cosmic, excuse me, on this Tyra, not really running away at the same way that they were previously. And even Zin out-damaging this Koga that we thought was really going to just take control of this game from the start. We'll see how they decide to play it this time with this Koga. That's the one I really want to be looking out for going into this first fight. We said he was going to be the game changer here. The game changed, and he wasn't able to keep up with it himself. But now, stuck in a one-on-one, this is where Koga would get the advantage.
Pace themselves a little bit better. Cosmic does manage to kill, at least Tyra is getting the kill. Lex here. Spawn keeps trying to back up slowly, but surely making their way out. They're instead circling around and pinstring them. They have no idea that Tyra's in a wonderful spot. Cosmic with the double kill. Doesn't find the triple, but at least manages to get 3 on the side of Only Chill. Tarek does die. Where did Tarek die? Where's Zon? There he is. He is all the way in the back, 1v1ing the Khan, but manages to at least get the kill and escape at the cost of his ultimate. Finds his way to be able to back up and regroup. No one's able to touch here. They're just going to end up getting this one instead. But Azan does actually make it. They weren't actually able to touch, and Lex is there. A couple more fights. So here as the overtime is slowly being turned away. What a blossom to keep Azan alive as he tries to touch 36%. They force him back, but they still are down. And man, how do they make the best out of a bad situation? The overtime here on the side of Only Chill just to make sure they can get Azan, but they trade things out once in a while. Fernando is low. There's so many low targets, and Zen takes one before he goes to the grave. Bomb King dies as well, but great stun and no kills on the side of NA's finest. Instead, they make their way to the objective and find themselves another point on the side of Only Chill.
Oh my, the Nano ult is so good. It's just so good. They shouldn't have been able to win that. Like, they could have been all cleaned up by one player left, but they had the risk there. He used it to save them. I know that wasn't the best Nano ult, but I just love seeing it be that impactful.
It's absolutely insane. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. It's a great ult. They had it near the end. Could have rescued them a little bit earlier, but we'll check out how they want to approach this right now from Only Chill. Again, Koga, now a big difference maker, I think, later in with Corvus, giving him so much potential sustain that he can cleanse constantly with this dash. Joby knocked low early, but it looks like they can't really finish off any kills even with this triple DPS.
It seems like for right now, they're slowly making their way forward, like we've seen before. That's why they're going to have to free up some of the space that they are trying to hold. They can't really stay up too far, but maybe the kill on Fernando changes things. They managed to get the Zen in the backline. Just I was about to say, if Koga made it out, that would be insane if he dove into like 5 people and then didn't end up dying. But instead, he does manage to find his way out. Battle shot to keep himself immune just for a little bit. They're slowly going to have to back up, but at least they're still holding on to a strong side on the side of Only Chill.
Yeah, they'll sit back here with their ults and want to see what they'll spend as they try to break through. They're just going to poke, I think, early, set up their Koga, and then really commit. But Koga and Tyra both taking a lot of damage early. Joby makes a lot of space, though, and the Entropic Reach used to deny some space for them, letting them walk in. Cody knocked dangerously low with only Grover to keep him up. He's forced to disengage. Crossfire, though, finds and eliminates him right there. They have to equalize by finding Tarek right now, and they do manage to get Narco and Tarek. That's a lot for them, and they might be able to... Yeah, they'll be able to stabilize here excellently off of Bomb King's play.
You know, seems like right now they're going to be able to clean up whatever stragglers may remain. Corvus is dead, and now it's going to be an unfortunate stagger on the side of Fernando. They do have 2 members that are going to rejoin the fight a little bit later than everyone else that has been already respawned and making their way back to the objective. So NA's finds this opportunity to try and push up, hold what sight lines they can down before the fight begins for the last time. He's waiting for an overpower. That's what he's sitting right there for. He knows that there's something that's going to happen here. He wants them to be distracted enough so that way he has a clear enough sight line of who he might need to overpower. He understands that is something, or maybe not. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong the whole time, and instead he was having issues, maybe some technical issues, but even still, he is holding on to his ultimate, right? Like, so he is waiting for at least a decent opportunity. Dude, we have PCL tomorrow. What are you talking about?
We have PCL. Okay, we're back in. We're back in. They fixed whatever issue they were having right now, but they lost Lex during that here. They are pushing them back. Look at their health. They're all so low, and Koga finds another.
Wow. And there's the overpower just to not only add insult to injury, but make sure they can confirm this round. Only Chill push in and try and go up 3-1 here. I don't necessarily agree with the overpower there, but at least they're able to get another point. Because my issue is the fact that, like, if they do need overpower potentially for... Well, actually, no. Never mind. Scratch that. They have Fernando. Oh, they're good. They're Gucci. They have, like, the best the entire game. They're fine.
Yeah, he'll use it. He'll use it 1v3. For sure.
No.
Once again.
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh man, no, just hearing the ghosts of Paladins past talk about what the reason was for the buses.
No, they said it in chat.
Oh, they did it on Vine.
Vine crash.
Perfect. Oh man, the ghost of Paladins past.
I did wake up. Oh my god! Did you guys hear about this? Did you guys hear about this new champion that's coming out? His name's Koga. He looks like he might be pretty cool. I think he's just like Tracer.
Oh man, dude. Wow, what a crazy time this is, man. We truly have become the ghost of Paladins pass, or at least the ghost of Paladins boom, I should say. Moving in by Statue side to see if they're going to try to contest 2v2 here. A little bit of a boxing match, but instead only Chill's going to back up. They don't want to give up too much. They might give their teammates time to sort of circle around, but for the most part, it seems like NA's fighters are holding down pretty strongly. Fernando has to be healed back up. Koga making his way to the inside, trying to see if he can find his way in past the pop. Oh, I don't know if I agree with that. He did it as a desperate attempt, but thankfully Cosmic comes around with the crossfire. King Bomb is there, manages to find one, but it doesn't matter. They're already ripping through the rest of the team. NA's finest have to back up. Not looking too great so far. Only Chill is slowly but surely garnering that percentage on their side. NA's finest are holding on to 3 ults. What are they going to find here? It has to be sometime soon.
I don't know who's going to go in and touch for them. Zin looks like it's close by, but he's marked. He has to see by Azan. Will ult to go in for it. It looks like maybe just narrowly making it, but look at all this damage already! Almost dead, 1,000 HP, barely walking out.
He pulls out the Fernando as well, just for a little bit. They have the OT, but they have to touch again. He has to go in the pillow. Oh, but he doesn't even make it past that circle. But they get Tarek. What will they find? And here they do manage to get rid of the legs. Bomb King comes in, doesn't find much else. Instead, he knocks the stick rings out of Bomb King, and instead finds another win for them. Only Chill managing to tie things up. Actually, not even 1-1.
They won. No tie. They won.
2-0 entirely. They win that set, and they move on
to grand finals.
Yeah.
Against Sophia. That's a little scary.
Oh, wow. Really? Sophia's... Oh, that's right. That's going to be good. That's going to be a good match. I'm excited for that one. What a time.
Oh, for sure. Sophia, I feel like this is actually... It's EU versus EU, which is interesting because it was, I believe, winners semis was 3 NA teams and 1 EU team, that EU team being Sophia, but only Chill have managed to work their way through the entire losers bracket to make it back up here. And they're also very noble. They're a noble team. I'm actually happy they're making it this far because they're the ones who... They're noble. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, that's... I definitely think is interesting to see as well about like how like I said it myself. The more things change, the more things like sort of stay the same. I was interested to see like, of course, we see like a little more stragglers. We see like Lilith being introduced. We see Azan being introduced, but even still, we still see the Tyra. We still see the Grover being as good as he feels like he's always been. And that is exactly the truth of it. Here we go with this again with my phone. My goodness, here we go. Take us to the stats. Can never have a clean transition to the stats. Instead, have to have something that gets in the way just for a little bit. 150k on the side of Corvus and 144,000 on the side of Grover as well. It's been pretty. That's pretty interesting. Well, actually, that's about the same numbers that you would expect to see from the both of them. I'd say
3
greatest spreading out heals.
3 more minutes than the last game. 20,000 less healing.
Yeah.
than the Lilith was able to have, which is a little crazy. I'm not going to lie, but looking at, I mean, honestly, the draft from NA's finest wasn't that bad. I just honestly feel like they got out ulted. I think the ults that they had on the side of only Chill were better. I think they was better, and they used them really well.
Yeah, I think it's I definitely agree with that as well. I think only Chill just had a great. Well, I mean. You could like you say that the ults are used better, but I think it really came down to who had the Fernando Oda, who didn't. Really, to be honest, like I think that's what it truly came down to. It was really, really difficult to try and see really much of anything else. I would have to say, Fernando really, really, really carried their team there with a lot of those ultimates. He really helped out a lot in playing retake. But I mean, hey,